Welcome
Oh no.
to We're Having Fun. Spooky season.
God, we're off to a great start already.
Here on the podcast. I was thinking I should have been doing the whole thing where all month where I'd slow down the theme song so it's scarier. There's a train.
We got a spooky ghost train in the background.
That train hasn't run for years.
There are never trains on those train tracks. It's not like we have to listen to them all day, every day.
Little environmental noise that may or may not show through. Probably will.
There are going to be some ghost dogs barking, probably. Yeah. It's fine.
Dogs and trains.
It's busy. It's a busy day.
Scary season.
Oh, man.
But we're back this week, continuing to be our spooky selves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything else to talk about.
Oh, I
Do
did.
you?
I was going to talk about those books. Remember?
Oh,
I
yeah,
said
dim
something.
books.
And guess what? I forgot to look up the author.
Nice.
I was just thinking of them, too. Just give me a second and I'll get them.
You see how your addiction has affected our lives.
Right. I've been obsessed with a coloring app on my phone because I got a new phone and it actually has room that I can put things on it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You can color your world.
yeah.
Sure.
That sounds about right. Okay, so I've told you about all these.
Yes.
But I have some
So I'm going to go.
I have some recommendations if anyone is looking for a spooky book to read during Spooky Month, even though Spooky Month's almost over.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hey, you still got like a week and a half or something
Get to reading.
to go. So, yeah, I've got 3 books. They're all by the same guy. And no, it's not R.L. Stein.
Oh, well.
Don't worry. I'm not recommending.
Disappointing.
I'm not recommending any Fear Street books. just don't worry about those. These are all by Grady Hendrix.
Okay.
And the first one, I guess I can go by order of when they came out. So the first one that I'll recommend, which was the last one that I read.
Okay.
I kind of read them in the wrong order, but it doesn't really matter because they're not connected, really.
Yeah.
But the first one is My Best Friend's Exorcism. Mm-hmm. So if you want to read a book about 2 friends who one of them is possessed by a demon and the other one has to try to get her exorcised, then there you go. It's a really fun one, especially the beginning because you find out how they met when they were like 10.
Yeah,
and
that was nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of skating rinks and go-go's and Phil Collins and stuff like that. So that
Can't beat that.
Yes, that was a good one. That one was released in 2016, in case you need to know.
Okay.
Then in
For trivia purposes.
Exactly. Then in 2020, you have The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. It's a very long title. But this one is about suburban housewives who have
Slay vampires.
Who have a book club and and one of their neighbors is a vampire, or they believe that he's a vampire. And so they're trying to figure out how to get rid of him, and all of their husbands are like, what are you talking about? He's our friend. He's not a vampire. And it's a lot. There's a lot of gaslighting in it. I'll tell you that right now. It's very frustrating, but it's also very good. I would highly recommend that one.
Nice.
And then the last one is called The Final Girl Support Group, and it came out this year, actually. So, it's fairly new. I think it came out sometime during the summer, maybe.
Yeah.
But if you like all those slasher movies, kind of like with Fear Street, this is the book about it's a support group for the final girls, which kind of goes with the name. Yeah. But they are being hunted down by a killer. Yeah. So it's very interesting.
Sounds cool. I like the premises of all 3. Mm-hmm. And you went through the first one you talked about with me and gave me a breakdown, and it was pretty cool.
The Exorcism one?
Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah, I actually read parts of it too.
Yeah. And the parts you read I really liked, so yeah.
They were pretty cool. So if you like horror and suspense, it's definitely not for kids.
No. Definitely not.
I mean, I guess teenagers could read it.
Teenagers stay away.
That'd be fine.
Have your parents' permission.
This is not Goosebumps. It's not Goosebumps, and it's much better than Fear Street.
It's not books for babies.
Not books for babies, exactly. So, yeah, those are the 3 that I would recommend. He has written other books. One of them is called Horror Store, but I haven't read it yet.
It's hard to say.
It is hard to
Horror
say.
Star.
Horror Star. And, yeah, it has like an umlaut over the O in store, I think. So.
Nice.
Anyways, got a few other ones, but those are the 3 that I've read, and those are the 3 that I would recommend. So if you're looking for a spooky book, there you go. There's some to look for.
Nice. That's a good rec. Amendation. I didn't feel good about shortening that.
Yeah. We're not hip.
We aren't. That's our guarantee. So now we'll move on to what we watched this week, which we start off with The Muppet Haunted House.
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion. Sorry.
Haunted House.
I mean, it's all the same. It's just a bigger house.
I guess so. But yeah, so it's Muppets Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
Which just released on Disney Plus October 8th, I think is when it came out.
Something like that. So it's a crossover Muppets Haunted Mansion ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, which sounds fine, I guess.
And it's a musical also?
Yeah, it's a musical. It's funny.
I just wheezed so hard. Oh no. We're off to a great start. Oh boy.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about Gonzo and his shrimp king prawn friend, Pepe.
He is not a shrimp, he is a king prawn.
Yes. Going off to a party at the Haunted Mansion that he's been invited to.
He's been invited.
Skipping out on his friends.
Yeah, they're all partying. They have a nice little Halloween costume party going on.
We do.
Kermit is dressed as Miss Piggy, and Miss Piggy is dressed as Kermit.
Yep. Which I've done that in a relationship before. And if you're going to do that, be prepared to be insulted. Oh, that's how you sum me up. Okay, cool. I got to change things about my life.
It does not sound like a good idea.
It's not great. I was bothered by Kermit's voice.
Me too.
I don't know who was doing his voice, but it was awful.
Yeah, they have a new guy doing the voice, I guess. But anyway, mine has Kermit. I just wrote the note. Kermit's new voice actor is Poopy.
Wow.
I don't know why I wrote it
really
that way.
going after him.
I'm like, yeah, throwing those barbs.
No holds barred. Yeah, he doesn't even... It's not even like doing a good knockoff of Kermit.
When he was singing, it wasn't as noticeable to me.
A little bit, I guess. But
I said it wasn't as noticeable.
I guess.
It was still noticeable, but not quite as bad as when he was speaking. When he was speaking, it did not sound like him at all.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was like his voice was too deep.
Yeah, and like he wasn't putting any like thing on it. It was just, hey, Gonzo.
It was really weird.
How are you doing, Gonzo?
Yeah,
that's not good.
It was not a good Kermit.
So, yeah, that was disappointing. I would skip that party just on that basis. Everybody else sounded pretty good. Mm-hmm. You know? Gonzo's kind of changed over the years, I feel like.
Maybe. I don't know.
But it's not as bad. They're being driven there by Yvette Nicole Brown.
Yes.
Who I like. She's fun. I liked her in Community.
I haven't seen her in a lot of stuff because I never watched Community.
Yeah.
But I know she used to come on not Fear the Walking Dead, Talking Dead, that would come on after Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Because she was a big fan of the show. And so she'd come on and she'd be like, I've got these theories. And it was always fun to watch her come on because she's really cute.
She seems like a fun person.
Yeah, I like
overall. And they meet the grave digger.
Yes, they meet the grave digger.
Who was that again?
That is Darren Criss.
Darren Criss. Okay.
Okay, so Darren Criss was in Glee.
Mm-hmm.
But before he was in Glee.
Yes.
And I didn't tell you this last night.
How could you hold this?
I'm sorry, holding things back for the podcast. Excuse me.
This is gotcha podcasting here.
He was in a Harry Potter musical.
Oh, okay.
Which I've mentioned to you, and we will eventually watch together.
These days we'll watch it.
We have to watch all of the movies first. We've read all the books. We have to watch all the movies, and then we can watch that, and its sequel, and there's a third one, and...
All right.
But, yeah, I wanted to... You have to at least get through the third movie, I think, before you can watch that one.
Okay, because I don't know what's happening.
I mean, you'll know what's happening, but there are some jokes that kind of go with the third movie, I think.
Okay.
But we'll wait till we get all the way through all of the movies.
Gotcha.
Whenever that is. Yeah, so they're out there. The caretaker, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
The grave digger. But he's digging a grave.
He digs graves.
He's got a grave dug. He's working on grave in a dig.
Yeah.
He's working on digging a grave, but when he shows up, he's actually working on carving a name into a tombstone.
Uh-huh.
And he turns around, he's like, oh, hey. And he's got his little dog with him and everything. And then they start singing, because that was at the point where he stood up and I was like, are you about to sing, Darren Criss? And he starts singing. I'm like, yeah, of course.
Why would he be cast in there if he wasn't going to sing?
Exactly. So he sings a little song with some of the ghosts in the graveyard. So do we want to say who some of the ghosts are?
The only one I remember is Machete.
Oh yeah,
Danny
I forgot
Trejo.
about him. Yeah, Danny Trejo's in there.
Oh, what's his name?
Well, first Ed Asner shows up. He's
oh
one
yeah,
of them. And this was his last, one of his last appearances, or
yeah. He doesn't say anything, does he?
He does say something. I think maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but this is his last appearance, I believe. He also did some last voice work for Doug Days.
Oh yeah, which we've seen both now.
Yeah, we watched those two. It's about Doug, the dog from Up, and Carl, and of course he voices Carl. So
yeah,
it's really cute, especially the puppy episode.
Yeah, that was cute. Apparently, with the promo stuff they sent out with this movie, like, because I listened to a podcast someone was on, and they were like really emphasizing that they filmed all the stuff with Ed Asner prior to his death. Like, yeah, we figure. like, we don't think you killed him or something.
This is his actual ghost.
Like, he was alive at the time of filming. Like, yeah. Chill out, Disney. We get it.
I mean, that's what they mean. They don't, Yeah. He's not an actual ghost.
It just sounds like they're just covering up a murder.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, we know, Disney.
It's weird.
We got you.
Yeah, Danny Trejo's one. Alfonso Ribeiro is one.
Yeah.
So you've got Carlton from Fresh Prince.
Did not recognize until the credits.
I didn't recognize him until the very end of the short. And then, of course, it showed him during the credits.
Yeah.
So you've got those. You've got some other people that I don't know.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know who these people are.
Yeah, there's a girl that I heard on a podcast, but I didn't know who she was before then. So don't remember her name.
There's someone. Let's see. I can't remember. I was trying to think of what each ghost is. Each ghost has their own little story.
Yeah.
I can't remember what Ed Asner's was.
Boy, I don't remember. Yeah.
But he's holding a glass. I do know that. So maybe he was poisoned or something.
Maybe. There was a girl that was poisoned with ink.
Yeah, but I know he was holding a glass.
Yeah.
Because there's also an opera singer, and the opera singer sings, and she's really bad, but she hits a high note and the glass busts.
Was that the girl from This Is Us, by chance? I don't know if it was.
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently it was.
Mandy Moore's daughter or something.
Okay.
I've seen maybe an episode.
I've never seen it. Then there was Alfonso Ribeiro was a cowboy
who got hit by a boulder.
I don't remember.
I think. I believe, if I remember what they said.
Danny Trejo played Cousin Hewitt, and of course we all know you didn't do it. So he's in jail.
He is.
Then there was the girl who was riding and got
kept licking the quill and...
Yeah, and so the ink was poisoned.
Yep.
And then I can't remember, there was another one that I cannot remember what her story was.
Yeah, what did she do? I don't remember either. Very memorable characters. It was very quick. We didn't spend a lot of time with these people.
It was only an hour long.
Yeah.
So it's a quick watch.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the singing busts.
Yes.
And I didn't recognize any of them because I wasn't really paying attention.
I didn't either till the end.
But then Mark goes, "Is that Pat Sajak?" And
we're like, he kind of looks like Pat Sajak a little.
Yeah, he looks like Pat Sajak. We're like, that's weird.
Why would they make it look like Pat Sajak? Oh, it is Pat Sajak.
It was Pat Sajak. Oh, also Craig Robinson was one
Yes, he was. I didn't recognize him at all. So, and then other people I didn't know.
Yep.
So, a lot of weird cameos that for like nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. So, one of the reasons that Gonzo wants to go into the mansion is because the great MacGuffin disappeared there.
Famous magician.
Yes.
And plot device or whatever.
Yeah, he disappeared there on Halloween night.
Mm-hmm.
So many years ago. I can't remember how many.
30.
With his assistant, Pee-wee, which was like a little fish.
Yeah. Did you think it was going to be Pee-wee Herman?
No, I didn't think it was going to be Pee-wee Herman, but I just didn't know what it was going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, but then at the very end of the song, I forgot to say, at the very end of the song, they go into Grinning Ghosts, which is the song from that they play during
the Haunted Mansion
ride.
Yeah.
Also, I was trying to figure out which version of the Haunted Mansion it was, if it was Disneyland or Disney World. I think it's Disneyland.
What's the difference?
They look completely different.
Oh, that's right. They do.
But I think that it is Disneyland, because I think that's the one that looks like kind of New Orleans-ish.
Yeah. Southern style.
Yeah, because it's in New Orleans Square, and then if you go to the Disney World one, it's in Liberty Square, I think. Or something like that.
I think you're right.
But it could be the opposite.
I can't remember.
I can't either, and I'm looking it up, and it shows one picture, and I'm like, but which one is it? Because it shows all of them. It's like, come on. It looks kind of like the one in Paris, maybe?
Could be. But yeah, so they're at whatever they're at whichever one it is. Mm-hmm. And door's answered by Will Arnett.
Yes.
He's their ghost butler.
Uh-huh. Or he's the ghost host.
Ghost host. Uh-huh. With the most. And he's going to show them around.
Yeah.
And they take the elevator down.
Also, I don't think Pepe was actually invited.
He was not.
He just showed up.
He was kind of Gonzo's plus one.
Yeah.
Even though he was talking about bringing his own date. But couldn't get one.
I don't really know if he was supposed to have the plus one. Because the way that Will Arnett talks about it, he's kind of like, oh, you brought somebody.
Yeah.
When you weren't supposed to, you know.
Gonzo loves his friends. What can you say? Mm-hmm. He likes having Pepe.
So they go into the stretching room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very similar to the one at the
Haunted Mansion,
and the ride. They have to try to find their way out. The lights go out, and there's a screaming goat. It's a screaming goat.
Yeah.
There are also these two little ghost things that show up, and they're like, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. But, a lot of recurring jokes throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. But they find their way out, and they're in like a long hallway. They walk down.
The hallway.
They find the seance room, I think.
I think so. I think that's next. With Miss Piggy as whatever her name is.
As Madame Leota.
Yeah.
So it's just Miss Piggy's head in a floating crystal ball. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of annoyed that that's the only part that she gets because she's like, you can't even see all of me. Then, of course, you also have the band that's there behind her, Dr. Teeth.
Dr. Teeth. And did they add a new member to that band? Like the yellow-haired guy?
What do you mean?
It just seemed like there was another member.
How many were there?
There was like 6 or 7. There was... Okay, you got Dr. Teeth, you got Animal, you got... Sergeant Pepper or whatever his name is.
You got Janice.
You got
Zoot.
Zoot. And then there was another dude.
I don't know.
It was like a yellow hair guy.
I don't remember.
I didn't recognize him. I don't know if they're expanding the band, but he was there.
I have no clue.
Maybe they were being haunted.
Who knows?
Ooh.
I think there was another room that we missed.
It could be.
Because I'm pretty sure that Pepe went into the famous people's room before that.
Oh, yeah, he might have stopped in there.
He stopped in there first. Yeah, Juan Stamos. Yeah, so John Stamos was in there. We found out that John Stamos was actually a monster.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I mean, we knew this. No, I don't.
But, yeah, Pepe gets out of there real quick. So he doesn't stay very long in the famous people's room.
Yeah.
But then they go to Madame Pigoda.
Mm-hmm.
And she says something about where to look for the exat sign.
Mm-hmm.
And they find it.
Yeah.
Fat Rat helps them.
Yeah, Fat Rat. Just, he was insulted by being called fat.
I mean, he should be. So, yeah, he helps them find the exit. Or the exat, excuse me. And they get out of that room, and
And Piggy's ball is cleaned by a woman we think is maybe the daughter of the original.
Dang it, now I'm going to look that up.
Oh my god.
We should have done more research.
We should.
Okay, I should have done more research. I'm pretty sure that's who it is.
I would imagine.
Yes, she's the daughter of Imagineer Leota Toombs, who was the original Madame Leota.
Okay. So yeah, they leave. Where do they go? They get hit by that food cart. Mm-hmm. That Sweetums is driving?
So. Yes. So they get hit by the food cart and basically go over the balcony into the ballroom.
Yeah.
But the ballroom is...
all the ghosts.
I say it's a ballroom, but I mean, technically they are like... There's like the table.
Yeah.
It's called the ballroom. But there's a table where ghosts are eating and the... Ghosts are dancing.
It's a hybrid room of balling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they wind up there, and lots of ghosts there. Lots of little...
Sing another song. Kermit's there again. That just confused me of why they all showed up again. Like Kermit, Fozzie, they're over at the thing. Yeah. But they're also here. But Gonzo doesn't acknowledge that they're his friends.
Yeah.
I mean, Kermit's wearing a mustache. I guess that's complete disguise.
I guess so.
I didn't get the situation here.
You would think that maybe it was all a dream, but it's not.
It's not.
So it's strange.
Yeah.
So he's like the MC or something. I don't know, of the entertainment. Fozzie shows up. He's a comedian, of course, because why wouldn't he be? He's also the Hatbox Ghost from the ride. And so Fozzie, of course, is a comedian. His teeth are disturbing.
I don't remember his teeth. I didn't look at them.
That was like all I could see was his teeth.
What was wrong? Why?
They were just these big teeth. They look like these big dentures, and they were glowing in the dark.
Yeah, because they wanted it to be like the Hatbox guy, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
It was really weird. I hated it.
Yeah.
I also hated that instead of Waka Waka, it was Shaka Waka.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. Maybe I'll tag all my good jokes on here with Shaka Waka.
You should, because they're just as good as Fozzie the Bear's jokes.
Oh my god, thank you. That is so sweet.
I can't even remember what joke he made.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Oh, goodness. But anyway, so they have a nice little song and dance number, which took so many elements of Be Our Guest.
Oh, really?
There were a lot of lyrics that were just taken straight from Be Our Guest.
Wow.
Maybe changed like one word, but I was like... That sounds very familiar to me, and I don't know how I feel about it. So and then in the middle of it, everything just kind of stops because Waldorf, Statler and Waldorf are in a doom buggy.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden it just stops, like the ride has stopped.
Yeah,
which I thought was kind of funny.
I liked that
because it was like,
that was good.
Oh, okay, nice little nod to that.
Yeah.
What's really annoying is I've only been on the Haunted Mansion once.
Uh-huh.
I got
Me too.
stopped in the seance room.
Oh, really?
3 times. And I had to hear the seance room thing
that's annoying.
much. I was like, I just want this ride to end. It's not even at a fun part. Come on. So, yeah. It was awful. I hated it.
So you didn't like your time? The only time you've been on the Haunted Mansion, you didn't enjoy it?
Other than that, I liked it. But it was just like, come on.
Yeah.
If I had been stuck in a different room, too, it probably would have been different. If I had been stuck in like a hallway or something.
In the ballroom.
I just didn't have to hear the same. I mean, because I heard her whole spiel like 5 or 6 times while we were waiting. And I was like, I'm going to have this memorized. So after their little song and dance.
There's a lady comes out and greets Pepe.
Yes.
And just wins his heart.
Yes. So that's the bride, I think.
I guess.
Can't remember if that's exactly what she's called, but...
That sounds right.
Something like that. Oh, her name is Constance Hatchaway.
Oh, yeah.
Hatchaway. Get it? Because like she has a hatchet. And she kills her husbands by chopping their heads off.
It's pretty subtle.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to get it like we did.
So, she takes Pepe upstairs to the attic where she lives and has all of her pictures of her ex-husbands that she's killed.
Yeah, she's killed 6. Yeah. Pepe was going to be the 7th. So, good for him.
Yeah. And she's like feeding him grapes that have like spiders in them or something.
Yeah, he loves it.
And every time she calls him a king prawn, he like falls over.
Swoons. Calls him Jumbo.
Jumbo. Anyway, and then while that is happening, the ghost host takes Gonzo or sends him off to room 999 so that he can confront his fears. And if he can confront his fear, then he can leave, I guess. Yeah. So,
And when he closes the door, it turns into 666.
It does.
So scary. But it is actually room 999 because there's 999 people in there. So, I mean, that was just an accident. It's not actually...
It's not actually...
Who's actually in 666? I want to see what's going on in that room over there. Somebody's really hurting.
So, anyway, he goes into the room and there's a mirror there. And it's just a room with a mirror and that's all. So he goes up to it and he sees himself, but he's like glowing green or something. He's like, you're afraid of yourself. And he's like, no, I'm not. And he's like, actually, I look really cool like that.
Through the whole thing, Gonzo was like not scared of any of it. Yeah. He's loving it. He's digging it all. So
he's like, this is amazing. Yeah. This is like my dream come true. So then it gets real weird.
Yeah. It makes old Gonzo, which is the grossest Gonzo.
I hated it.
I never needed to see old Gonzo. He's like got a dead carrot on his face.
It's so gross. His nose
wrinkly.
His nose is all shriveled. He's very wrinkly. He looks like his head looks like a peach that has been out in the sun and kind of dried up. And it's really wrinkly and gross, but it's still got like that peach fuzz on it. I don't know how they created this version of him, but I
don't want it.
Worry about the people who did it. Because it's disgusting.
They were mean.
It's disgusting. I hated every second of it.
It was bad.
But he realizes that his fear is of being alone. And never get to see his friends again and everything.
You could see him at the party having a good time.
And he faces his fear. I don't know how he does. I don't know what he acknowledges it. I guess, facing it is just acknowledging it. It's like, okay, cool. Well,
I mean, that's true. Facing your fears is acknowledge. I mean, he can't what's he gonna do? Go be alone? And
I don't know.
I guess he became like, I don't know, content with the knowledge.
I guess
instead of freaking out or something.
I guess so. It was weird.
Yeah, there were 3 of them because 3 locks unlock. But I don't remember exactly what the other ones were. Yeah,
I don't know. He makes it out. He runs out. The ghost host tells him, okay, well, you can leave as long as you get out of here before sunrise. And he looks out and the sun is about to rise.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much
it's pretty much there.
I'd call it sunrise.
Yeah, and then he's like, but I can't leave without Pepe.
Yeah.
He's my friend.
Pepe's going to be there forever.
So he's like, all right, well, I got to go find him. And he's like, he asked the ghost host, where's Pepe?
Yeah.
He's like, okay, he's with the bride.
Follow this candlestick holder.
Follow the candelabra. And the candelabra just starts like slowly going. I'm like, the sun is coming up.
Forever.
But okay.
Candelabra's so slow.
So yeah, it goes like up this huge staircase. There's like the attic door. He has to try to get it. I don't know. It was he makes it up there.
Doesn't get it. Lands in a monster.
The monster
at the
pukes
bottom
him
of the
up.
stairs.
I don't know.
It was ridiculous.
It was, but he ends up getting up there. He saves Pepe.
Stops the marriage.
Stops the wedding, and they jump out of a window.
Yep, and they're good.
They fall into the grave that the caretaker has been digging.
Yeah.
And of course, it has Gonzo the Great, but for Pepe, it has him as Pepper the Shrimp.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Rough go for Pepper.
And it was like prawn but not forgotten or something like that. Which was kind of funny. But Pepper the Shrimp.
Yeah.
But they walk out of the gates. They've made it out of the whole mansion and everything.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and the ghost host is there and he turns into the Great MacGuffin. And he's got Pee-wee in his pocket. It was him the whole time. He was the ghost host. And he's like, all right, well, you guys made it, so good job. Bye.
Here's a magic trick that's not great.
Yeah. And then they hear the hearse. I think it's a hearse that they're riding in. The hearse pulls up and Yvette Nicole Brown is still there. And she's like, oh, you guys made it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because apparently this has never happened before.
Right.
And so she said that people go in and they never come out. Mm-hmm. They're the first ones to come out. So she takes them. Yep. He FaceTimes with Kermit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. It's like, all right. I feel like I missed the end of this.
No, that was pretty much it. And then they sang the song about whatever it is.
Dancing in the
Moonlight. Mm-hmm. Everybody sang it. Went on way too long. Everybody sang it as the credits rolled, and you got to see who all the ghosts were, and we went, that was Pat Sajak. Why? It wasn't Pat Sajak. But, yeah. So, yeah, that's it. Yeah. It sucked. It was bad.
I remember what happened at the end.
What?
He was talking to Kermit, and Kermit was like, are you going to come over for breakfast? And Gonzo's like, yeah, sure, we'll be there. And he's like, okay, bring your friends. The hitchhiking ghosts are in the with them. Yeah. Yeah, good little. That's what it was. Good thing, but yeah, it sucked. It was bad. It wasn't great. It was bad. It was not funny. I will not be watching it again. No, this... I like Muppets stuff, but this was real, like, they didn't even care. It's no Muppet Christmas Carol, I will tell you that. Yeah, it's no Muppets Take Manhattan or whatever. No. Whatever the worst one is. I don't even know what the worst one is, but... I don't know. It's not even that. It wasn't great. The whole thing with Kermit's voice was just very off-putting. It was. Old Gonzo. Old Gonzo was so bad. So nasty. Yeah. Yeah. I liked Pepe in it. I guess. I don't usually like him. I got kind of tired of the same joke. Yeah. That's all it was he's a king shrimp. I liked him in the beginning. Yeah. I did really like that face that he made, which wasn't really a face because it's a Muppet. You can't really do too much with it. But, like, he just looked totally out of it. At one point during the ceremony, he's just like, just staring at nothing. It was really funny. Yeah. That was fun. What is the thing on his lip? Is it a tooth? Is it a wart? I don't know. It bugged me. I don't like it. It was gross, whatever it is. I don't know. And I'm used to, like, when I watch a Muppet thing, because the only, like, Muppet movie that I really like is A Muppet Christmas Carol. Yeah. And that's, like, Gonzo and Rizzo. Yeah. And I really like Rizzo. Yeah, Rizzo was good. But I think something happened with the voice actor for Rizzo, and he doesn't work for them anymore, I think.
There was another rat that kind of seemed like Rizzo.
It sounded kind of like him, so I think maybe they're testing out to see if they can get a new voice actor for him.
Wow, I did not know this about Rizzo.
I'm pretty sure there's something to do.
This is heartbreaking.
I know. I don't remember what it was. And I could be completely wrong. I could be just totally making stuff up. But I did hear something about it because people were like, why is it Pepe and not Rizzo? And they were like, because they can't really have Rizzo because of the voice actor. So I'm like, oh geez, what did he do? And it could just be that he doesn't work for him anymore, that there was some kind of falling out. It could be that, there's nothing like bad. Yeah. It could just be that, he doesn't want to work with Disney or something. Who knows?
Could be.
So I don't want anybody to get mad at me for having the wrong info. I know it's probably wrong. So, take all of this with a grain of salt or a whole, whole stone of it, a whole rock of it, rock salt.
When I did the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, it was during Christmas, so it was the Nightmare on Elm Street. Not Elm Street. I always do this Nightmare Before Christmas version. And so I don't know that I've fully experienced the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
To really be attached to it. And I asked you, I was like, you think they'll do a Muppets version sometime? They'll redo it for Muppets? No?
I don't think so, but...
I would think if this, did super well and became, a cult hit. Yeah. Or not even cult, if it became a hit. Yeah. I think they'd do it. I think they're I think they're testing waters for, hey, can we do different themed things to keep bringing people in at different times of the year? Come see Haunted Mansion in the spring for Bambi Haunted Mansion. I don't know. God. I was like, there's something springy.
But the thing is, if they're constantly changing it, that's a lot of changing.
It is.
If they have to just change it once a year, it's not quite as big of a deal.
Yeah. But if you're making a lot more money, it's worth it. I don't know. Because, they're changing up Haunted Tower or whatever. Tower of Terror or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but they're not doing Tower of Terror with Muppets.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're moving into different things and they might be trying out stuff.
But they just changed the whole thing and they just completely changed it. It's not the Tower of Terror anymore.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying there's changes happening. So I'm thinking that it could. I don't think this is going to do well enough to warrant any change.
So you're expecting a Muppets overlay.
Not anymore after seeing this. Okay. But when I first heard about it, I was like, well, that's fishy. Why would they do this weird crossover? But yeah, I think we're safe.
Yeah, probably.
So we'll see. I liked the Haunted Mansion ride. It was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't get stuck.
See, I'm kind of annoyed that I did get to see, the Haunted Mansion, which is cool. I was fine with it. I liked it. Not my favorite ride at Disney, but yeah, that's because there's Space Mountain, and I love Space Mountain.
Space Mountain's cool.
But it was fine. I enjoyed it, and I've been to both Disneyland and Disney World, but I have only been to the Disney World Haunted Mansion, or excuse me, the Magic Kingdom Haunted Mansion. So yeah, that's the only one that I've seen. And the thing is, I feel like if they're gonna do, I know that they do the Nightmare Before Christmas around Christmas. Yeah. It feels like it should be a Halloween thing, too.
I think so, too.
But they don't do it at Halloween, because that's when I was there.
Yeah.
Because I was there for, they do these little Halloween, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party thing. Oh, okay. And so I was there for that. And, of course, it was just, the regular Haunted Mansion, which was fine, because I
guess it is already Halloween themed.
Yeah. So I was like, that's fine, because I liked the Haunted Mansion. Yeah. But I also really like The Nightmare Before Christmas, so I would like to see the overlay. Yeah. And then, like I said, I've been to Disneyland, but it was also for the Halloween party thing. And I didn't get to ride the Haunted Mansion there, which was very disappointing, because I wanted to go to the Disneyland version, because that's the one I think it was there first. Yeah. And I didn't get to do it because we ran out of time.
You were just on the monorail the whole time.
No, I
couldn't get enough of it.
I've never even been on a monorail there.
I think I might have when I was a kid. I don't remember.
But, I didn't get to make it. We got there. We were going to get in line, and they had already closed the line for it because it was too late at night.
It's a bummer.
So I was like, I guess we'll go.
The ghost went to sleep.
So I was like, I guess we'll go ride Mr. Toad's Wild Ride instead. And
I mean, if you need a fright, that's a good one for it.
there you go. You get to just drive straight into hell. It's such a weird ride.
It's a weird ride.
I don't understand it, but it's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
So that was like the last ride that I
Ever
rode
in your
in
life.
Disneyland. Actually, was that that may have been the last time that I've been to a theme park, and probably the last ride that I've
You're like,
ridden.
it's not getting better than this.
I've already I rode Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I never have to ride anything else again.
I've peaked.
So weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the last time that I've been to an amusement park, theme park kind of thing.
Maybe we can get to a new one at some point. I like amusement parks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the closest one to us is probably, well, I was going to say the water park.
Yeah.
The water park does not count, and I'm not going there.
Yeah, no.
But, and I think they have other stuff there. I think they have roller coasters. Maybe. I can't remember because I've never been there. I've only seen
the sign
for it and everything. But there is in Atlanta. There's Six Flags.
Oh yeah, I do
not-
love Six Flags.
Not too far away, so
No.
I've been there
Same.
several times.
Yeah.
That's where we used to go. Like maybe not every summer, but every other summer probably.
Yeah.
We went there a lot.
Yeah. We used to go to Six Flags a lot too.
And we used to stay at
Best.
really, really bad hotels. Or motels.
That's the best part.
Roaches crawling everywhere. No
Yeah.
air conditioner in the middle of June.
Ugh.
Stuff like that. So the fun stuff.
Yeah. Sounds great. So yeah, we decided to keep with the haunted
mansion theme.
kind of theme.
'cause-
Except we went to a house next.
Yes.
Which is a weird big house.
Yeah, so the whole thing with like the Muppets Haunted Mansion is that he had to stay the night in a mansion. So I was like, what's another movie where people have to stay the night in a haunted house?
Yep.
The House on Haunted Hill, the old
Yeah.
one with Vincent Price.
Vincent Price. And I've never seen it.
And I've seen it several times and
Yes.
have it on DVD, which is
Yes,
what we
you do.
watched.
And yeah, it was a interesting experience. I've always kind of wanted to see it. I've never seen
Okay.
it. I've also never seen Vincent Price in anything.
Oh, okay.
I've just seen like parodies of Vincent Price, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or him showing up in something.
In random things, like
Yeah.
in the middle of Thriller and
Yeah, exactly.
stuff like that.
So yeah, I was excited to watch it. And then we started it. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, it's not the best movie, I will admit that. But it's
Well, we'll see.
It's campy and it's interesting, I guess.
Starts with a scream.
It
We never
does.
hear another scream after this one, though.
Oh God, this one girl screams throughout the whole movie. I'm
Yes.
just like, you gotta stop it. So yeah, it's House on Haunted Hill. It starts off with Watson Pritchard. It's like just a floating head of Watson Pritchard. And he's like, the house on Haunted Hill. My brother died there, and
7 other people have died.
7 people died in the house. One of them was my brother.
My sister-in-law.
And something.
Yeah.
Something about the last time he stayed there, when they found him the next morning, he was almost dead. Okay, dramatic much.
Settle down.
You find out that he's real weird.
He's crazy.
He's kind of crazy.
Yeah, maybe because of that whole situation where his brother died.
Maybe. Who knows? So his family owns the house, but nobody lives there. And we find out that someone has rented it out, and that person is Frederick Lauren, who is Vincent Price.
Yeah.
So after Pritchard's floating head goes away, it shows the house.
Yeah.
Really strange looking house.
Yeah, it looks like Egyptian or something.
I don't know.
Like it looks like some weird temple or something.
Yeah.
It was odd.
It looks very strange. And then Vincent Price's head shows up and he's like, I'm Frederick Lauren, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I've rented this house for the night to throw a party for my wife. And
I've invited these guests.
Yeah, I've invited 5 people. They have to stay the night. And if they survive the night, they will, or if they stay all night in the house, they'll get $10,000 each.
Yeah.
And if they don't survive, then the $10,000 will go to their next of kin.
Yeah.
So they basically have until midnight to decide if they want to stay all night.
Yeah. And they all drive up to the mansion in the slowest train in the world. They're going maybe 5 miles an hour.
So we get introduced to each one of them in their cars. So you have Lance, who is a test...
cars.
Stop.
See, I'm trying to sing and you won't let me. I did this as a proving thing.
Okay, so we were watching a podcast and the people were singing, but it was songs they made up themselves, not songs they already know.
Okay.
It's different.
Driving in my car and we're going up the hill. Boop, 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 5 miles an hour. You're right, that is better.
Perfect. You notice I didn't stop you. Oh, man. So we have Lance, who is a test pilot.
Yes, and he needs the money.
Doesn't really say why he needs the money.
Yeah.
We have Ruth, who is an older lady. She's a colonist, and she's also a gambler, so she needs money to pay off her debts.
Yep.
You have Watson Pritchard, of course, whose brother died there. Also doesn't really need the money, but he's there.
Even like Vincent Price is like, I don't know why he came. What's he doing?
It's like, but I mean, he obviously invited him, so.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
weird.
You have to invite the guy who owns the house. I don't know.
I guess so. Then you have David, who is a psychiatrist, and he says that he invited him not for the money, really, but
He wanted to do like a study.
Some kind of a study about the ghosts and stuff. And I don't know. And then you have Nora, who works for Frederick Lauren as a typist or something.
I guess.
Doesn't really say.
I don't know what his business is.
Yeah, he owns several businesses, I guess. And she works at one of them. But she supports her whole family. And so she needs the money to support her family. Yeah. So, and then, of course, you have Frederick Lauren, who is a millionaire. And his wife, Annabelle.
Here on Gilligan's Island.
So, Annabelle is his wife.
And this is the doll from the Annabelle movie?
No.
Okay.
But she is his 6th wife or something like that.
Something like that,
I think 3 of them died and 2 of them went missing or something like that. And she's like, I don't know what's going to happen to me. But, she's kind of annoying.
Yeah, she hates him. He hates her.
Yeah, they absolutely hate each other. Yeah. But he can't divorce her because she's going to take all of his money if he does. Yeah. So they have...
And she doesn't want to... I don't know. She's like... She won't kill him, but then she will... She doesn't want to get caught, maybe.
Yeah, she doesn't want to get caught.
She wants to make sure she gets that money.
Yes. So, because if she gets caught, she won't get the money.
Right.
She's got to make it look like an accident or, something like that. So, anyway, you find out that the caretakers leave at midnight, of course. And then they go on... They all, of course, go in. They're introduce each other. They do a tour. There's like one room where there's blood dripping from the ceiling.
Yep. Lands on the old lady.
Yes. It lands on... What was her name again?
I don't know.
Ruth. It lands on her hand. And she just lets it sit there. She just watches it and she's like, oh, it just keeps dropping more blood. It's like, move your hand.
Oh, yeah. Like if anything drops on me, I'm like, and I get out of the way of whatever's dripping on me.
But obviously she doesn't do that.
She's a blood fiend, I guess.
I guess so. So yeah, that's the one room. And of course the doctor's like, oh, it must have rained and the roof is leaking.
It's leaking.
So it's hitting that blood stain on the ceiling and just dropping onto you. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, why did they not replace the ceiling?
Well, I mean, it has caretakers, but that place is disgusting. They don't clean it.
Cobwebs.
What do they?
Everywhere.
What do the caretakers do?
That's what I'm wondering. Because it looks like they do nothing.
I don't think they do. Yeah.
I mean, the bedrooms did look relatively clean, so maybe they just cleaned the bedrooms. But as soon as they walk in, the staircase is just covered with cobwebs and stuff. It's like,
I mean, just dust, bros. Right? Come on, it's a mansion.
Oh, what else are you doing?
Right, there's no TV out there.
So anyway, you find out about some of the deaths that happened. So they go down into the cellar, and you find out that someone, there was a wine vat. Yeah, there was a winemaker, and he had a wine vat that has acid in it. Yeah. Why? I don't know.
To murder people.
I guess so, because someone died in the wine vat of acid.
Mm-hmm. But they found out because the bones floated to the top.
Yes. Because,
even though, I mean, he must have been using not strong enough acid because it would get rid of the bones also. Right. But, whatever.
And so while they're there, they're like, well, is there still acid in there? Because they open up the floor.
Yeah.
And they're like, is the acid still there?
Why is there still a pool of acid?
I don't know.
And lock that thing up or just cement over it. I don't know.
It's for plot reasons, obviously. But, so one of the guys grabs like there's a rat in a trap and just throws the rat in there and it falls down and it bubbles up and then suddenly like the skeleton of the rat.
Perfect little rat skeleton.
Floats to the top.
All connected still. Like, I guess tendons and ligaments don't like go away.
I don't know.
Just everything sticks together.
It was real funny.
It was so ridiculous.
So then you also find out that two people were murdered there, and they found the hands and the feet, but they never found the heads.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Well, that was his brother, right?
I guess so.
I think so.
His brother and his brother's wife?
Yeah, or sister. Or no, sister-in-law? I can't remember.
It was the wife, I think.
I thought the wife killed him.
Oh, maybe. Then who was the other person?
It was a sister of somebody. It might have been her sister.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think that's what it was. Yeah. I assumed that maybe they were cheating.
Yeah, there was something implied there. Yeah, okay, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
I hope it was not his brother and his sister, because that would be wrong.
This wasn't Up.
Up TV. You can't just say Up.
Oh, not the
movie. The movie. Okay, and most people don't even know what you're referencing.
Yeah, it's just for us.
Okay. Anyway, I was going to explain it, but it's okay, whatever.
Probably best we don't.
So Lance and Nora, while they're downstairs, I guess, they stay down there.
Yeah.
And they're just
to
kind
just
of
mess around.
They're just kind of like looking around. They open up. They open up a door. He's like closet. They open up another door. He's like bottle.
This is very
okay. It's like you could say wine,
stuff.
But okay.
Yeah.
They open up
Maybe
another
it wasn't
one.
full.
Yeah. They open up another one, and he walks inside, and the door slams. And
it's locked.
The lights start going out. Yeah, it's locked. The lights start going out. Nora's freaking out already. And then in the distance, like in one of the other doorways, this old lady shows up.
Yeah.
And
white crazy hair.
Yeah. Real creepy, real like witch looking old lady. And then she just kind of glides back.
Yeah, she glides forward, glides back. Like, what was that
like,
about?
What was the point? But anyway, Nora freaks out, so she runs upstairs. Yeah. And she's like, Lance is stuck downstairs. I can't open the door. So they all go downstairs. And the door's unlocked. Yeah. Lance is in there. He's been hit in the head.
Yeah, he's knocked out.
So they take him back upstairs. They fix his head and everything.
And who did that? We may have to come back to this.
I have an idea of who it was.
Okay.
Because there was only one person that was not accounted for.
Was there?
Yes. And it's someone who's been trying to kill people.
I don't remember him not being accounted for.
The wife.
Oh, her. That's true. She's tough. What did she hit him with?
I don't know. Maybe one of those bottles.
Maybe.
Or maybe it was one of the caretakers. Maybe it was the caretaker, not his wife. I
don't think they wanted to kill anybody, though.
Well, maybe they hit him so that they'd be like, maybe if they think they're in danger, they'll leave early. They'll leave before we lock the doors. I don't know. Those are the only two people I can think of that it would be.
Yeah, okay.
There are so many questions.
There's a lot. This movie is...
There are so many things that don't make sense.
Don't expect answers in this movie.
No.
Or not satisfying answers.
My gosh. As soon as he feels better, they go back down there. They take 2 candles and go back downstairs while everybody else is drinking upstairs. Right. And so they go into the closet where
he got knocked
out.
Starts banging on the wall.
Mm-hmm. They find like a hollow spot.
Yeah.
So then they walk out. They go to the next room. Yeah. Which is empty when they walk in.
Yeah, both rooms very empty.
And he's like, okay, you stay over here and I'm going to knock on the wall on the other side and you knock on the wall on this side. And so he goes over, he starts knocking on the wall.
Why? What were they? I mean, they were looking for maybe a secret room or something.
I guess that's what it was.
Or a doorway.
Yes. So, but there was no doorway.
It wasn't anything.
So he's knocking and she's like knocking up here at the top. Girl, you just saw in the other room. It's at the bottom of the wall.
Yes.
What is wrong with you?
She's not smart.
No, and so he's like, knock lower. So she like crouches down and hits the bottom.
Yep.
And then she straightens back up.
And jump scare.
Behind her is the ghost, the old woman ghost again, the witchy woman.
Holding her hands up in like thriller claws.
Look, claw. And she's got her mouth open too, I think.
Yeah. And her eyes are white.
Her eyes are white, and it's just really creepy looking.
She floats out of the room.
She just floats. She just glides out of the room.
Does not walk. No. Glides out.
She's like skateboarding out of that ring.
Yeah.
So she just glides out, and the girl screams, of course.
Yeah, because that's what she does.
Yes, and Lance comes in there, and he's like, "What?"
Did not see her.
Ghost. Where did she go?
No one knows.
We find out she's not a ghost.
Yes. Spoilers. She's a real... She's one of the caretakers. She's the caretaker's wife.
Oh my god.
And she's blind.
Yes.
So she walks around like this all the time. Just with her hands up and just gliding.
It makes no sense.
There was a little like fog at her feet. I like to think she's just like shuffling her feet really
so fast that it's like fogging up everything. It's like it's the dust cloud. It's not fog. She's shuffling her feet so quickly that
it's so dusty in this house.
Exactly.
They don't clean
it. So it's just a dust cloud following her. Yeah, maybe.
I kind of love it now.
So they do that.
Yeah.
And she freaks out, and he's like, I didn't see anything. And she's like, how could you not see it? It went right by you. And he's like, I don't know.
So he's just dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. So, because obviously it is a real person, so he would have seen her. How did she get in that room in the first place?
No one
There was nobody in there.
It doesn't make sense.
My brain.
I mean, she might know all the secret passageways.
Maybe.
Whoever used the one to knock out the dude, maybe she used it. She's also blind getting around these things. Maybe she thinks it's just a normal passageway.
I don't know.
She's just walking around.
So, anyway, they go back upstairs. I think this may be when the wife shows up finally.
Yeah, well...
The caretakers show up.
Yeah. I don't think the wife... Because she meets with Nora and... Is his name Lance?
Lance. Yeah, she does meet Laura. Yeah, she does meet Nora and Lance at some point. They're upstairs. She shows them to their bedrooms.
Yeah.
She's getting real handsy with Lance, and it's like, girl, you need to calm down.
Warns both of them about Vincent Price.
Yes, Frederick.
The actor.
Warns them both about Frederick.
Yeah.
And then she goes, because then she goes back into her room, and cause she sees that he's coming.
He walks up the stairs and just stops. His shadow's just against the wall.
And she's like, I gotta get to my room.
Collecting his thoughts, I guess.
So she gets in the room and she's like brushing her hair and everything, and he comes in. He's like, you're coming to the party. And she's like, no, I'm not. And he like grabs her hair and she's like, fine, damn you.
And he poured champagne for her earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
And if we needed to know he's a psychopath, he shakes up champagne.
Yes.
Who does this?
He shakes the champagne and she's like, I hate it when you do that. And he's like, I don't want it to pop.
I thought he wanted it to pop.
No, he doesn't want it to pop.
Oh. Does that stop it from popping?
I guess shaking it like makes it like flattens it.
What?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Is that real?
I don't know.
Huh.
I've never heard of this before. I've never also
seen... I feel like I've jostled champagne and it just made it worse.
I don't know. I've also never seen anyone shake champagne, but...
No, me neither, because I don't know any psychopaths.
But when he opens it, it doesn't spew everywhere.
It doesn't.
You know?
It seems very flat.
But what's funny is like, I don't want it to pop and accidentally hit something, and he like points it at her. And she's like, okay.
What if it explodes?
Okay, you psycho. So, anyway, so I guess they drink flat champagne.
Yep.
And she's like,
Sounds nice.
She's like, maybe I poisoned it. And it's like, how?
Yeah,
it was
he
closed.
opened it. I guess you could, like, syringe through the cork.
That'd have to be a real long syringe. Does she just have long syringes hanging about?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. She could beat up guys in the closet and...
True. Who knows? Anyway.
Drop blood from the ceiling, I guess.
Anyway, so... she says that she'll go to the party. And then that's when they all go downstairs. She's still not there yet. But they all go downstairs. The caretaker and his wife are there.
They just show up at the door.
They show up at the door, and she's still real weird.
Yeah.
And...
Wife's still looking crazy.
Yeah. They're like, okay, if anybody wants to go, this is your chance before the doors get closed.
And Nora's
like, I don't want to be here. I want to leave.
Constantly saying she wants to leave.
Yeah. But she just keeps saying it to Lance.
Yeah,
like, tell somebody else.
Annoying.
Just say it to the whole
leave.
room.
You see the caretakers, go follow them.
Exactly.
Why are you just sitting here?
And they had actually, the old man caretaker had grabbed her in one of the hallways and was like, you have to leave. He's going to kill you.
Yeah. Which makes me question more. They leave early.
Yes.
Like, they're like, okay, well, it's almost midnight. Let's look at our caretakers. And they're gone.
And the caretakers where they were positioned in the doorway was next to where Nora was. And she's sitting there saying to Lance, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay here. Could they not hear her? And they're like, well, she hasn't walked over here with us, so I guess she wants to stay.
I don't know. Why? I don't know.
The point is they just need to keep everybody in there locked.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess there's only one door in the whole house.
Yeah.
And it's...
really?
And it's a steel door. I have questions about this for sure.
All the windows are barred, like prison bars.
Yes, and they have... it's a steel door, and once it locks, they're locked in for the night until 8 a.m. when the caretakers will come back and open the doors.
Right.
Will they come back and open the doors at 8 o'clock because they left early?
Yeah, maybe they'll get there early.
maybe they'll show up at 6:30 and be like, "We're letting you out early. You made it."
Yeah, we got to prepare breakfast. So
I don't know. Anyway, so they're gone. So they're all stuck in there. The wife does come down. I know she's down there at that point.
Yeah.
Because he shows the party favors.
Yeah. Their little caskets.
Their little caskets, and each casket has a gun in it.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, party coffins. Mm-hmm. There's a gun for each one of them. Mm-hmm. So they take their guns, and they're just waving these guns around like nothing. And I'm like...
Like, no gun safety here. They're just, like, pointing them at each other.
Yeah, it's like, what
just,
are you
like,
doing?
talking, like, yeah.
The only time that they kind of acknowledge it is when Annabelle is holding it, and she's pointing it close to Frederick, and he just kind of pushes it away. That's the only time. And then the other times, people are just like wildly just like gesturing, holding their guns.
Yeah.
It's like, you've got to stop doing that.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like, I don't know how they made it out with no one shooting anyone else.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
It was odd.
It's very weird. So then they go up to their rooms.
Yeah.
And Nora goes into her room and she opens up her suitcase and there's one of the heads.
Yeah. And it looks very jelly-ish or... Yeah.
It looks more like a paper mache to me.
The second one did to me, but that first one looked like it was just like Jello mold in her.
It's because they had some kind of liquid on it to make it look like blood.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I found the head of a woman.
I did not think that was a woman, but apparently it was.
Actually, I think she found that before they went downstairs. Because I think it was before they went downstairs and met the housekeepers and the caretakers and the wife.
Yeah, I think so.
Because,
and that's why another reason she wanted to get out of there.
Because that's why she was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But she doesn't tell anybody about it until after the caretakers have gone and locked the doors and everything. And then she's like, oh, you want to see the head?
Yeah.
I found one of the heads in my suitcase. And they walk upstairs. The head's not there, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Because the guy, Pritchard, opens it up and it's just a nightgown or whatever.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So where's the head? The head's not there anymore.
Yeah.
There's so much of people going to their rooms, leaving their rooms, walking around, going back to their rooms. It's hard to keep track of where everyone is at all times.
Yeah, which I guess, is a good thing to throw us off of not knowing what's going on because we don't know where everybody is.
I guess so.
But, yeah. So yeah, they leave, and is this where they form the plan of
I think it's a little
or
bit,
is that later?
I think it's a little bit later. Nora disappears for a minute, and they're trying to find her. She pieces
out. Yeah.
And
then we hear a scream.
Yeah.
And I'm like, of course that has to be Nora.
Yes.
For screaming.
They hear a scream, so they're automatically like, oh, it's Nora.
Yeah. And
it's not Nora.
We don't know for sure. We see somebody's hung themselves.
Yes.
We just see the lower portion of their body.
Yes. And they pull them down.
Mm-hmm. Which he left them up way too long. Like, he could have let her down so fast and maybe helped her.
Undoing that loop of rope to get her down. It's just like, dude, oh my god.
Just go.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's just so hard to describe because he's like so slow about it.
He is.
And I feel like he was going the wrong way. Like, you should have taken this part that's actually hanging her and moved that part so that you're getting some slack.
Yeah, get some slack in there.
So you can get her down faster because you might be able to save her. But
but that might have like pulled on her body and choked her more to like get it off of there. I don't know.
But anyway, they take her down. Take her into a room, put her on a bed that has like a curtain and everything.
Yeah.
And so they lay her down, and Lance comes in and looks at her, and he's like, oh. Yeah. And then, because the doctor's the one who takes her down. Yeah. He's like, she's dead.
She's dead, Jim.
And then Vincent Price comes in. I love that he's just Vincent Price now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's Frederick, but you know what? Vincent Price, whatever.
It's just Vincent Price.
So he comes in, and he's like, oh. Because he's like, is it Nora? It's not Nora.
It's his
wife. It's Annabelle. Oh no, she's killed herself. And he's like,
miss you every day, Annabelle.
He's like, that's kind of weird that she would kill herself since I know she wants my money and she wants me dead. But okay.
Okie dokie.
So, so that's kind of strange. Mm-hmm. Nora is still missing. Lance is like on his way to his room or whatever, and he hears something. And it's Nora. And she's like, Lance. So she's like, I need somewhere to hide. So he takes her to her room. That's her place to hide.
Yeah, she said she was attacked in another room and was choked by Vincent Price.
Yes. And then he's like, are you sure it was him? I don't know. It was dark. I couldn't see. And I'm like, that was not him. Okay, Nora.
Whatever.
So they're locked in her room. Their rooms are adjoining. So they have a little door that they can go. And he's like, at one point when she goes missing, he just like knocks on her door and she doesn't answer. And then he just goes in. And it's like, what if she was like changing?
Yeah.
This is a real Michael Scott and Michael Scott situation where he's changing in his office. He's like, come in.
You said come in.
You said come in. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oh, poor Pam. Anyway, so anyway, she's locked in her room, and somebody knocks on his door. So he goes into his room. Mm-hmm. It's the doctor. He's like, "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" And he's like, "Yeah." Because they think that she did not kill herself.
Yeah.
Annabelle was murdered by somebody. Mm-hmm. So he's like, okay, we're going to have a meeting downstairs. And so, go on down there.
Yep.
So he's like, all right. He locks his door.
Yes. Goes into her room. Yo, we're going to have a meeting. You stay here. Mm-hmm. Lock your door.
Lock your door. As when I leave, don't let anybody in. So she does.
Yep.
They go downstairs. So they have their big meeting downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So in their big meeting, they're like, yeah, somebody killed her. Yeah. There was nothing for her to, like, stand on.
We think it's you, Vince.
We think it's you. And he's like, what? Why would I kill my wife? How dare you? And so he's like, I think it was one of you. Yeah.
They're like, all right, plan. Everybody go to the room, get their guns, lock your door, shoot anybody that comes into your room.
Yep. Stay safe. All right. Till the morning comes. So they're like, all right, cool. So they all go to their rooms.
Including Lance.
Somehow gets into his room that was locked before.
Yes. I was like, what happened?
Okay.
Yeah. And then their plan lasts maybe 30 seconds. Yeah. And then they all leave their rooms, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I forget what makes them leave.
I remember the doctor and Vince. What were they looking for? I don't remember. Lance left. Oh, he was going to look for a way out.
Yeah. And he gets stuck behind that wall.
Yeah. Which, I feel like there were ghosts in this house and they were just controlling walls and doors. And that's all they can control.
And the weird thing is, why does everybody go to that wall?
Yeah, there's like a curtain covering a hallway for some reason.
Yes.
That everybody somehow knows is a hallway.
So they keep going through that curtain and like listening at that wall. Like,
they immediately go to the wall in front of them and knock on it, even though there's different ways you can go.
Yeah.
Instead, it's like a T, and they go straight for the wall. They're weird. These people are obviously insane.
Yeah, so anyway, he gets stuck behind the wall, so he's like banging on it, trying to get out. There's a storm happening, so there's like a lot of lightning and thunder, so you can't really hear that well, because it's just thundering all the time.
And Nora has a dream, in quotes?
I cannot explain this.
What happened?
I cannot explain this.
Yeah.
It makes no sense whatsoever to me.
Her lights go out, a rope comes into her window.
There's so many problems with this. This is like the most questionable part of the movie to me. Even more than Old Lady Caretaker.
Yeah.
So she's in her room. Her curtains are open. She looks outside. It's lightning and everything. All of a sudden, a rope just snakes itself into her room. Yeah. Goes around her feet.
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh, well, she's got to be dreaming or something, because there's no way physically that this can happen.
Right.
And then attached to the end of the rope, of course, is Annabelle floating outside of her window.
Yep.
There's no way, first of all, for them to even get out.
Yeah, there's no way outside.
So it has to be.
There's no way for her to float.
It has to be a dream.
Yeah.
Or her imagination going crazy or something. Some kind of hallucination.
Yeah.
It has to be. There's no other explanation for this. Because eventually she floats back away. Uh-huh. The rope leaves. She freaks out. Nora freaks out. She runs outside, runs down the hall to the stairway. Mm-hmm. And Annabelle is there hanging again.
Yeah. She sees her there.
So there was no way for Annabelle to get from outside, floating out of her window, to up there.
Uh-huh. It has to be a hallucination.
It had to be a hallucination.
I don't know.
There's no other explanation for it. A dream or a hallucination. It has to be one of them. But the way they make it looks like it's actually happening. Because you don't see her wake up. You don't, she just runs out. Mm-hmm. So she's freaking out. She runs downstairs. She's in like the main area, the main room, like the living room kind of area. She looks over to the side. There's a piano or an organ that just starts playing. She's screaming this whole time.
Yeah.
And then she just kind of like runs away.
Yeah, because then we go to the doctor and Vincent Chase.
The doctor,
Vincent Chase?
Vincent Price. The doctor goes and knocks on Vincent Price's door, and he's like, did you hear
that organ?
Hear that organ playing? I'm like, you didn't hear the screaming?
They heard footsteps and an organ.
And an organ. It's like the constant screaming. You didn't hear that. Okay. Yeah. Plausible. Sure. Whatever.
Like, yeah. Let's investigate.
Okay.
I'll take up here. Vincent, you go downstairs.
Yes. So that we're going to split up, and Vincent Price is like, wouldn't it make more sense for us to stay together? And he's like, we may not have time.
Yes. Someone may be dead.
Someone may be dying as we speak. Yeah. So he's like, okay, I guess I'll go downstairs.
Yeah, they knew Nora was alive at this point, right? Somehow.
I guess so.
I can't remember how they knew. Oh, by the way, at some point, Lance found a head in the closet.
Oh, yeah, in the closet.
Yeah, took it downstairs.
I forgot about that.
That was fun.
And confronts the Pritchard, and he's just crazy. He's like, they've got her.
Yeah.
You'll never get her back, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Pritchard's just drunk this whole time.
Yeah, he's weird. Yeah. Oh, and also the old lady. I keep calling her an old lady. She's not that old. The older lady.
She's like in her 30s. She's very old.
I won't say 30s. But, she gets like
in her room, the pool of blood shows up again.
Well, her room is that room.
I thought that was like a hallway.
No, that's her room.
Why did they give her that room?
I don't know.
Why does she keep standing under this pool of blood? I would be like,
know.
I want to change rooms. Yes. I don't want the pool of blood room.
Because she looked up again and there was that pool of blood.
Yeah.
So it was that room.
Stupid.
I don't know. So anyway, there was so much weird stuff going on. It's crazy. So yeah, I guess maybe they know that Nora's alive because they heard her screaming.
I can't remember.
And they were like, that's Nora's scream, but we're not going to acknowledge it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe they didn't know that Nora was alive. The doctor does, obviously.
Yeah.
And the doctor does, obviously, because he's one of the bad guys. We find out.
We find out him and Annabelle are in cahoots.
Yes. So we're about to find that out. So he sees Vincent Price going downstairs. He's like, all right. He goes into Annabelle's room where she's dead. Mm-hmm. And he opens the curtain. He's like,
wakey, wakey.
We've done it. And she's like, oh. She flutters her eyes open. She's like, okay, take this hanging harness off of me. So he takes it off because apparently they've just faked her hanging the whole time. And so they're like, Nora's going crazy. We've done it. She's gonna kill Vincent Price.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, great. So yeah, he knows, of course, that Nora's alive because he was the one who tried to choke her. And you notice when they had their group meeting, he was like, I didn't disturb Nora. I thought that she wouldn't. Yeah. So he's trying to pretend like he doesn't know that she's hurt or whatever. Right. I don't know. It's weird. So Vincent Price goes downstairs. He goes into the wine vat room. Mm-hmm. And Nora is there. And she turns around when she sees him walk downstairs. And she guns him down. Shoots him. She only shoots him once, though. Yeah. So she shoots him once, and he grabs his chest, and he falls down. And he's dead. So she runs. She, of course, screams again. Yeah,
screams and runs.
Runs back upstairs. Then the doctor shows up.
Yeah.
Does he show up? He's downstairs already.
Well, he must have taken a secret passageway. He comes out the secret passageway.
Okay. Because he comes out downstairs and starts dragging Vincent Price's body toward the wine vat of acid because he's just going to dump him in there.
Yeah. And lights go out. Screams and struggles like he's dumping him in there.
The thing is about his whole we're gonna put him in the vat of acid. Mm-hmm. Nora has shot him. Mm-hmm. Are they not gonna be looking for a body? How are they gonna explain that he's been put in the acid bath?
Ghosts.
Okay. Anyway,
they could have blamed her, like she panicked and
I guess so.
Tried to cover it up.
The lights go out as he's dragging him to the vat. There's you could hear the sound of a scuffle, and then you hear a splash.
Yeah.
And the bubbling of the acid. So you're like, okay, well, somebody's in the acid.
Yep.
And then you have
Annabelle shows up.
Well, no, that's later because
I thought that was
No, maybe it was
then. Right after.
Maybe it was right after.
Yeah.
So she shows up.
Because he told her, once you hear the gunshots, come down to the basement.
Yeah. So she shows up in her little nightgown looking thing. I don't know. It was real weird. It's got this rope thing around the shoulders. It was interesting. It was a very strange outfit. But she comes downstairs. It's very floaty and ghost-like. Mm-hmm. And she goes and looks out.
She looks like a lampshade.
Yeah, kind of. I can see it. Mm-hmm. So she goes and looks in the vat of acid. Yeah. And a
skull comes up.
And the rest of the skeleton.
With a black hole on its top of its head where maybe something is strung through it.
It's attached to it.
Yes.
So the whole skeleton just floats up.
Intact.
And you can tell it is not an actual skeleton because the ribs are just flat.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's really bad, but it's really funny. So it comes up out of the vat and starts walking toward her, and you can hear Vincent Price's voice.
You killed me, or whatever.
And so she's freaking out.
Yeah.
It ends up backing her toward the vat.
Yes. And she should be aware that this is where she's headed.
She should be running away out of the room, but no.
She even stumbles at the edge, catches herself, and still does not move away from the acid bath.
Honestly,
which is insane.
She deserves to die.
Yeah, this was on her.
So then finally the skeleton just barely touches her shoulder and she falls backwards into the vat of acid.
Yep.
And it starts bubbling again and everything.
Where was the doctor's bones? They didn't float up.
Don't know. Maybe they had floated up and Vincent Price already moved them or something. I don't know. So
maybe he made that skeleton out of there.
Who knows? So anyway, so then you see Vincent Price walk
out with the biggest contraption over himself.
With like all of these like little wheels that turn.
Yeah.
And he's like bringing it back toward him because he's been using this to like puppeteer the skeleton.
Which I guess she couldn't see all the strings. There were a lot of strings.
And also, how did he set all of this? How did he know that this specific like line of events was going to happen? And know, I should probably bring my big skeleton puppeteering thing with me to the party, to this house that I've never been in before. How did they know all the secret passages?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It did not make much sense. Well, we don't know how long they'd been there before the people showed up, to be honest.
True. That's true.
They might have been there a while.
Maybe. So anyway. Anyway, it's ridiculous. It's really funny though. Made me laugh a lot.
It was silly.
It's very silly.
Yeah.
And then
everybody runs downstairs.
Well, you have like Nora and Ruth and Pritchard are trying to get Lance out from behind that wall.
Oh, yeah.
So they finally get him out.
And it just finally opens for some reason.
Pritchard finds like a button at the top and it opens. So Lance comes out. And then finally, after all of that, they had to be all together, apparently. Because then, only then, does Nora say, I shot Mr. Lauren.
I shot Vincent Price.
In the basement. So they all run down there. And they find him there. And he's like, well, my wife and the doctor tried to kill me.
Yeah.
And
I was playing the game too.
Yeah. But I killed them instead. And it's like,
I'm happy with letting justice, rule on this.
But the thing is, he doesn't really explain like anything. So they're like,
no.
I mean, I guess the fact that, nobody else sees her alive.
Who?
After sees Annabelle alive.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't know that she was faking her death.
Yeah, that's true. For all they knew, he just drug the body down there and threw it in the acid.
And the doctor, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
He's in trouble.
They don't know what we know.
Yeah.
Because nobody saw her after the fact.
Yeah, he can't prove anything.
He cannot prove anything. As far as they know, she killed herself or somebody killed her. He killed her and then got rid of the body. And also killed the doctor and got rid of the doctor's body. Yeah.
So he's in trouble.
But also, they're getting money, so he's kind of paying them off to not say anything.
Yeah, y'all be cool about this.
It's like, here's $12,500 for each of you.
Yeah, because at a certain point, he changes the thing of it's not going to be sent to their estate or whatever.
Yeah, to their next of kin. It's going to be
whoever survives the split. Yeah. The $50,000.
So, of course, since the doctor is no longer there, they get to split all of it.
Lucky
all between four.
Them.
So they get a little extra money, and they get to just pretend that they didn't see, that they don't know that anybody died.
And they all need that money, so I guess they'll be cool with this.
I guess so. I don't know.
Except, I don't know about the guy who owns the house. Yeah. I mean, he was drunk, though. Maybe nobody would believe him.
True.
Okay, drunky.
Also,
and talking about ghosts.
Also, gambling lady was drunk pretty much the whole time, too, I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because she kept just being like, somebody make me a drink. I'm like, girl, make it yourself. You don't know how to make a cocktail? Come on.
Yeah.
She's like, I just want scotch and soda. It's like, that's not that hard to make. Just do it.
Yeah. So
anyway, so that was the movie.
That was the movie. It was interesting.
It's so weird and so campy, and
I liked it still. with how campy it was. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's a good premise, which I think they've done a lot. It's been kind of ripped off a lot since then. And did you ever watch the remake?
I did.
How was it? Was it any better? Did they explain anything? I mean, was it different?
I can't remember much about it. I think they killed people in it. Actually, I think there were only 2 people who ended up living through the whole night.
Well, I mean, Chris Kattan was in it. You got to kill him off.
Oh yeah, he was one of them because he was the Pritchard character, I think.
Oh, okay.
And Taye Diggs, I think, was in it.
He was.
And some girl that I can't remember.
Famke Jensen.
Was she in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jansen.
And then there was somebody else, some young girl.
I don't know.
Or younger girl, because those two were the only two that made it out, I think, at the end.
Yeah.
And they, like, make it out somehow, and they're, like, on a cliff outside of the house. And they're, like, just there. They're like, how are we going to get down out of this? I don't know. It was strange. But, yeah, there were, like, several movies that, to me, are very similar, in, like, a similar vein. So there's, like, The House on Haunted Hill. There's The Haunting, and there's 13 Ghosts. And those were all, like, old movies that were remade around the same time.
Yeah.
And
not well.
I'm pretty sure I watched all three of them, both the original and the remakes.
Yeah.
Originals I liked better because they're just...
Yeah.
They're just kind of campy and ridiculous and fun. The new ones, it was like, we're just going to murder all these people. And I'm like, okay, cool. I know that Owen Wilson was in The Haunting.
That's the one. I was like, I thought he was in this one, but when I looked at it, I'm like, am I remembering this wrong? That Owen Wilson was in one of them? But yeah, I guess.
He was in The Haunting, and at one point, he dies in it.
Wow.
Sorry, spoilers, but he gets, like, there's, like, this lion head thing that like falls down and like decapitates him.
Oh, yeah, you know.
So that's like the only thing I remember out of that movie. Because I was like, oh, cool, you killed Owen Wilson.
The only reason I wanted to watch this movie.
Because at that point, I didn't like Owen Wilson because he just annoyed me.
Man.
I was like, I don't like his nose. I don't like the way he talks.
Wow.
And now I'm like, I love Owen Wilson. It's kind of like with Jack Black. I hated Jack Black for a while, too. And then I saw him in The Holiday, and I was like, oh, dang it. No, I like Jack Black.
You were wrong back in the day.
Sorry.
It's rough.
People can change their opinions.
So. I hope so.
Anyway, so yeah. And then, of course, Tony Shalhoub was in the 13 Ghosts one.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
Very
and it was,
Tony Shalhoub.
It was bad.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst of them. But The Haunting is based on The Haunting of Hill House.
Okay.
Which is like the Netflix, they did the Netflix series. They redid that one.
Yeah.
It was really good. Did you ever watch
Netflix one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And then they had the new one, The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Which I still have not watched.
It wasn't as good, but still good.
And then Midnight Mass is the new one.
Oh, that's what it is? Mm-hmm. Oh, we need to watch it.
Okay.
I need to watch it at your house. I don't have Netflix.
True.
So.
But if we do watch it, it's not something we're covering for spooky season.
Yeah.
Because we already know
other plans.
We already know what we're doing next week.
That's right. More Goosebumps.
Yeah. No.
The Goosebumps movie with Jack Black.
No. Although.
Maybe in a future season.
Maybe at some point. There's 2 of those movies.
Yeah. There is. Well, all right. Well, I think Vincent Price, I enjoyed watching him. He's creepy.
Did I have a crush on Vincent Price?
Who doesn't? He's good looking in this.
I love Vincent Price.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he he's looking good.
He's very good looking.
Yeah, and he's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The 2 things I look for most in a guy. Good looking and creepy.
Okay. Well.
Man.
I didn't like Lance, though. He's such a jerk. Just seemed like an a-hole.
I guess.
Yeah. But everything's fine. Nora screamed too much.
Nora screamed way too much.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite character was probably Ruth. Because she doesn't do anything. Exactly. Because
she gets like, bled on.
She's like, well, I got some blood on my hand. Let me wipe that off. Somebody give me a drink.
So, yeah. They didn't explain the blood thing.
They didn't explain a lot of stuff.
There has to be ghost in some capacity.
Maybe.
For any of this stuff to work.
Oh, yeah. At the very beginning, the door just closes by itself.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And then the chandelier falls. We didn't even talk about that. Yeah. Like, what the heck was going on there? I guess
they were setting it off. I don't know how they rigged all this stuff up.
I don't know.
But, yeah, they are good at it, I guess.
I guess.
They are able to close doors, turn off lights, and do all kinds of stuff. Which the lights are flames.
Yeah.
And somehow able to lower flames.
Because they said there's no electricity.
Yeah. Maybe it's gas. And they just, lower the gas.
Maybe.
Which seems very dangerous.
But, I mean, if it lowers it, one little candle at a time. Not candle, but one little lamp at a time.
Yeah, it's a very elaborate plan.
Yeah, it's weird.
Seems out of control. But,
And also, at one point, when Nora is running downstairs and she sees Annabelle's body, like, hanging there, and she, like, backs up against the wall, and there's this weird monster hand.
Like a weird monster hand.
I mean, I'm assuming it was the doctor.
Or, could be. Or it might have just been part of the dream.
Maybe, but anyway.
So weird.
There's the monster hand, and it's like...
Yep. There were no monsters.
There were no monsters. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was... And the organ played itself, so if she was dreaming, the organ still played.
The organ was playing because they said we heard the organ and footsteps.
It's a lot of questions.
Yeah, there were so many questions. This has more questions than Field of Dreams.
This movie needed, like, another hour to really flesh everything out.
I just needed explanations for all this stuff.
Yeah, because it's barely over an hour. Mm-hmm. And so...
Yeah, it's very short.
Yeah, didn't really... They explained too much at the beginning and then didn't have time to explain the rest at the end.
I guess so.
So, I don't know. But, yeah. I'm not mad we watched it. Anything else you want to talk about that movie? Would you like to move on to our snacks?
Yeah, I think it's snack time.
Snack time! My stomach definitely says it's snack time.
Yeah, we haven't had anything to eat in a while. So.
Yeah, 3 days.
We've gone 3 days with no food. That is not true.
Today for our snack, we have...
2 snacks.
2 snacks. 2 Reese's packs.
Yes.
One of them is Reese's White Pumpkins.
Yep.
And the other is Reese's...
Franken-cup.
Franken-cups.
So, yeah, the white pumpkins are just white chocolate.
Pumpkins.
Shaped like pumpkins. Mm-hmm. And the Franken-cup is just a regular one, but it has green-colored cream, it says, and chocolate at the bottom.
Yeah.
Is it maybe that's the cream is just the chocolate at the bottom, but the inside looks a little greenish to me from the package, but maybe not.
I don't know.
We'll find out when we open it.
We will.
So
we're going to see how they compare, which one we like better, or if we like them the same.
I feel like I already know which one I'm going to like better.
Me too. But, see.
Do we want to reveal to each other which ones we think?
Sure. White pumpkin.
Yeah. I'm like the one I'm holding in my hand right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the one I'm going to like most.
Yeah, because I mean, like...
We've already established we like white chocolate.
Yeah.
Plus the peanut butter to white chocolate ratio to this one looks...
It's like a lot more peanut butter.
A lot of peanut butter. And it's kind of like when you get like the... Reese's eggs at Easter time. Oh my gosh, they're so good.
Yeah,
because there's a lot more peanut butter. And
So yeah, let's give it a shot. I'll open this one.
Okay, I'll open this one. Oh, we're going for the Franken-cup
I'm doing
first.
Franken-cup. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, look how squished this is.
Look, you got pinched. I mean, it's not a very even separation of green and black, brown, whatever color that is. Which I guess is keeping with the Frankenstein theme. Did we eat Reese's cups before? What did we eat? We ate Nutrageous.
Mm-hmm. And we had the Clark cup.
We haven't had any other Reese's stuff?
I don't think so. Oh,
I couldn't remember if we talked about how we eat Reese's. Because I like to nibble all the sides first. I know we've talked about it in person.
Mm-hmm. I just bite into it.
You just go.
Like a monster. But I know I've told you that I used to get, like, the package of it. I would try to eat all of the peanut butter out of it and just leave the chocolate. Mm-hmm. And if I could do it with both of them without breaking the chocolate, then I would put the chocolate up to my eyeballs to make it look like I had glasses. Because I was a strange child. And we also talked about how, I don't know if they have that commercial anymore, but they would have the commercial where it was like the Halloween time one, where the vampire would like suck out
like, how do you eat a Reese's candle? Yeah.
Would suck out all of the peanut butter out of the 2 little holes.
Yeah, there was just fang marks in there.
I always thought that was cool. And I was like, I wish I could do that.
It was a good commercial. It did.
I was a vampire, so I could do that.
I was a vampire. And that inspired Twilight.
Sure.
All right. Now we're going to try these pumpkins. Very solid. Got some heft to them.
And the chocolate is kind of soft on both of these because it's a little warm in my apartment.
Getting a lot of peanut butter on the roof of my mouth.
I feel like there's a lot to this compared to the others.
Yeah, it seemed bigger than egg and stuff.
I'm not complaining about it, though.
No, it's a hefty boy.
It's a real thick boy.
I think when I eat those, I need something to drink while I'm doing it. Because the peanut butter is stacking up in there. It's sticky. Oh, Chris is choking. We're going to take a quick break to give her the Heimlich maneuver.
It is a lot of peanut butter.
It's a lot of peanut butter.
There's just a peanut butter coating in my mouth right now. I feel like a dog. I'm like...
The chocolate on the cup did taste a little different.
It didn't taste different to me.
Really? I mean, whenever, I went around the edges, got a lot more of just the chocolate and thing, and it tastes a little creamier, I guess.
Okay. Maybe maybe I didn't notice it because I ate it like a monster.
You swallowed it in one bite. That was insane.
You didn't even chew. It was weird.
You can't take pills, but you swallowed that without
like, I just saw the whole cup go down your gullet.
It's like a cartoon.
Oh man, no, I did chew it. I'm not weird like that.
But yeah, it was a cup,
It tasted like a regular Reese's cup to me, so.
Yeah, and I think I do still prefer the shapes, even though, man, that might have been a little too much. I can't decide. Maybe it's because I need something to drink while I'm doing it.
It was so much peanut butter that I couldn't even tell that it was white chocolate.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. If I had been alone, I might have peeled all that chocolate off of my teeth. And just eaten the peanut butter. That's what I do. I like to dissect Reese's things, apparently. Except Nutrageous, which dissects itself by exploding once you bite into it.
By just falling apart once you bite into it.
Yeah,
just
it was
peanuts
good.
falling out everywhere. Yeah, it was good.
I think I'd rather still have an egg, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see around Easter. Maybe we'll have to get an egg. See what we remember.
Yeah. Because I do feel like those were a little too big.
Yeah. It's pretty dense.
Is it because they were king size? Or they're normal size ones?
Yeah, but normal size, you just get one.
Oh.
So the king size just means you get two.
Oh, okay. But king size of these means you get four. It's kind of strange.
Right, because the normal size is 2 cups.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's like hot dogs and hot dog buns. Even though that doesn't really apply anymore.
No.
But it used to. And so we still tell the joke.
Okay, I'm going to tell something annoying. I've been getting these spicy chicken patty things, like freezer things. And I'll buy a package of those and a package of buns so I can make my spicy chicken patty sandwich thing.
Yeah.
And there are 8 buns in a package. There are 9 spicy chicken patties.
Yeah.
So luckily I like them. So I just keep buying more. Mm-hmm. So eventually it will even out. Because each time I have like one extra.
Every 8th package.
So like the first one I had 1 extra. So I had to buy some more buns. Mm-hmm. And then the next one I had 2 extra by the time I got to it. And then the next one was 3. It'll even out eventually. It's just going to take a while.
$500 to get there. But,
worth it.
So, do you still prefer the white pumpkins to the cups?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot closer than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, it is.
I think I still do. I still like that peanut butter.
Maybe. I think mine are pretty even, though. It's hard to decide. Yeah.
So, do we want to rank them separately? Or rate them, I guess?
I mean, we can.
Do it as a whole. All right, let's do it separate.
Okay.
All right, cups. I'm going with a 7.
Okay.
I love a Reese's cup.
I was going to go higher than that.
Yeah? It's not like... I feel like there are snacks I like better than Reese's. But...
Well, I was going to go like an 8.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe an 8.5. Because they're pretty good. And I really do like Reese's cups. And they taste like normal Reese's cups.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'll go with an 8.5 for that one.
Okay. And I got the 7. So, white pumpkins. What are you going?
I'm going to go with 8.5 again.
Wow, dead heat.
I told you they're very, very similar to me. I can't, because there are things about that one that I like better than the other, and things about that one that I like better than that, so it kind of evens out at an 8.5.
Yeah, all right. I'll go 8.
Okay.
Because I do like it better, and I think I like it a whole point better.
Okay.
Good stuff. Thanks, Reese's.
I probably would have liked the white chocolate one better if I hadn't just eaten the Franken-cup, because there was so much peanut butter that it was just like peanut butter overkill.
Yeah. If you like Reese's peanut butter, we definitely recommend it.
Yes.
You'll get plenty.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure. Just bring something to drink.
You're going to have that stuff stuck to the roof of your mouth forever.
Yes. What is your favorite Reese's product? Do you have a crush on Vincent Price? Like we do?
Do you think the new Kermit voice is weird?
Yes. And if you don't, you're wrong.
What's wrong with you?
We're going to get the voice actor is the only one that's going to be like, I think it's better. No.
Oh, goodness.
Get out. So, yeah, let us know on Twitter at HavingFunCast or Facebook at HavingFunPod.
Or email us at havingfunpod@gmail.com.
Yeah. And then one day we're going to do an Instagram, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, I hope your spooky season's going well. Go out there, have fun, and then we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.